Hello everyone and welcome to the Refresh Step, where you recover yourself for the main step. I'm your host for today, tomorrow, and the foreseeable future, Theodore Lu. And I'm with the hottest battler in the UK, and admin of the Battle Spirits English Wiki, Ayumu Seiki. How are you doing today, Ayumu?
Alright. Spend my whole day playing Saga again.
Nice.
And just talking about world history for whatever reason.
God damn it. That is one big jump. Yeah.
Yeah, so I basically made my friend to explain to me what's the difference between Great Britain and United Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
And then talk about how the England got invaded at least 5 times in the history. Yeah, just random stuff. I don't know why we move on to that. I think both of us got bored in testing the same decks over and over again.
Yeah, that's why you have to have multiple. My God, that's like such a rich people solution. If you how to say, if you cannot afford rent, just buy a house.
I mean, technically we can afford it. The thing is we don't want to. For example, we're actually right now we're literally only missing experiences against green decks because we're missing the promo cards.
Scalpel.
Yeah, Scalpel.
Yeah.
Scalpel. My friend's gonna proxy it and do a final test on Tuesday before we get ready for Glasgow on Friday.
Oh, Glasgow is on Friday.
Well, get ready for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That made much more sense. I was, but suddenly you guys are so spirited that you are starting the tournament on Friday.
Yeah. I mean, technically, it's actually no. It's also going to be Saturday for America, isn't it?
True. Oh wait, no. Americans are 6 hours behind us, so.
Well, 5 hours behind us, so
yeah.
Behind me.
Oh yeah.
The UK. So yeah, it's still gonna be Saturday for them.
God damn it!
After midnight. Yeah.
Yeah. I still can't move on from the fact that we are now in a different time zone again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, can't be helped. It will be fixed in about 1.5 months, so please bear with us about that. Yeah. And actually, it's the first time after we part our business. Just kidding. I mean, after you go home, this is actually our first episode, talking with just the both of us. Yeah, the chances just come after the live episode. The chance just come for us to invite Kubia to kind of talk. We have been wanting to invite him to talk about judging in PSS. So yeah, and then the chance just came. Yeah. So yeah, we invited him first. So this is actually our first time being in private again.
Well, you're gonna remember to leave the link below, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I will
promotion.
Yeah. I mean, if you are listening to this, wherever you are, you should be in a playlist called the Refresh Step. And you should be able to check out the previous episodes as well, especially if you're on YouTube. The 2 episodes before this, we actually were able to meet in person, and as usual, she talked about the country that we came to for the Grand Open. No, just kidding. The Netherlands was great. The Netherlands was great.
Alright. Yeah.
And so is Germany. It's always less about the country itself, and it's more like the transportation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because actually, now that I mentioned that, I actually forgot to kind of tell you a story on when I go to the Netherlands. Yeah, basically, my seat was taken by someone else, so I was a little bit lucky that there is a seat that was not taken, so I just took that seat for the rest of the trip. Yeah, it's I mean, like in the end, it came out much better because my seat is the one on the farthest back, and yeah, if you never ride a night bus, usually it's a 4-seater format. So if you got the one on the side, then that's still okay. But if you got one in the middle, then it's a little bit of a falling hazard. Yeah.
Gonna roll to the front.
Yeah. So yeah, it kind of worked out to be better because I got the one that is like a 2-seater. And yeah, in the end, the guy beside me was able to kind of like move to another empty seat, so we were able to kind of both get proper rest, I guess.
Yay.
Thankfully. But yeah, it was just a little bit confusing. Yeah, maybe next time I'll just need to pay to the seat reservation just to make sure that that would not happen again.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was it. I mean, like it's my first time taking like bus. I probably watched too many of those like solo travel Japan thing, and then he was like always rating like the premium bus, like the one where the seat is basically like a plain seat.
Okay.
Which to be fair, if you got that in a bus, then that is pretty wide. So it's like, oh, I mean, like buses are like that, right? I always forget how cramped a bus could be. Even though I spent most of my youth in Indonesia riding buses, so it's like, oh, that was not as good as how I remember it to be.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how like when you're a content creator, you just manage to get everything to become a video. I'm gonna rate this bus trip. I'm gonna rate this hotel and compare to the other one. I'm gonna do an ASMR video on riding a ship.
No, right? I mean, like, those people actually built their channel solely on just riding ships. Like, okay, so this time I will take like the cheapest bed that is available in this 15-hour trip in the sea, which there is no internet, so your best bet is to sleep. And now it is a little bit questionable whether you can sleep because everybody around you might snore. The room would be really cramped. There is no air circulation, but trust me, guys, it's worth it.
Yeah, like at least it's better than taking the plane. Actually, yeah, because at least you got enough space to wander around, and like the little bit of rocking actually like helps you feel a little bit better. Unless you have seasick, that's another topic.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as long as we ate right, that should not be a problem. But then again, I never rode a ferry, I think more than 2 hours. So please don't take that as medical advice. It is not. We are never giving medical advice.
Yeah, like the most I ridden on a ship was an hour at most.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been on any cruise before. So yeah, not even just like walking onto it.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to try cruise. I guess like if the pro tour works out for us, let's go to a cruise. Like just to try it out. But I mean, like the interesting thing about those Japan videos are these are not cruises. They are just like normal ferry. But since the route is a little bit longer, so they give you like all this amenities like an onboard buffet, which looks I mean, like from the video it looks decent. And then there's like they have like basically like a hotel room. They have arcades, cinema, karaoke rooms, cafe.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, that's why it feels like a rabbit hole watching like those kind of videos. It's also really relaxing. So if you just want something on your second monitor, or you just want some noise. Usually they do not talk at all, so usually to tell their story they rely on subtitles, which to be fair, actually some people attributed their success to their reliance on subtitles, because what they do is, on top of using like on screen, like some of them they just burn in the subtitle on the video, but they still have like the closed caption. And then these closed captions, they just throw it into either DeepL or Google Translate, and then they just translate into 50 different languages. So it is like, because the video itself is not that like, how to say, like, it's not it's inoffensive. So because it's like, it's just the sound of boats, it's just him showing the room, this is the food kind of thing. And then sometimes it's just crack jokes. And then everything is subtitled to any language that you might have spoken. So yeah. And I mean, like, I tried to, for one time, just for the laugh, I tried to put it on with an Indonesian subtitle, and it's actually pretty decent. So yeah, it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, like I can't watch anything that's like basically doesn't have a storyline. Yeah, so I can't watch those kind of videos. I will actually get really bored.
Yeah, I usually just put them on whenever I want to eat, or yeah, I mean, like, if I just wanted to sleep, and it's kind of relaxing. So I do not. I mean, like, if I'm going to sleep, I don't watch it. I just I mean, like, I have YouTube Premium, so I just turn off the display, and then like turn off the autoplay, lock my phone, and then like let the sound of the sea calms me down as I fall asleep, kind of thing. It's usually also like,
I don't do that. Yeah.
Usually also like 20-30 minutes, so kind of like the perfect timing for you to fall asleep as well.
Usually it takes me like 15 minutes if I'm exhausted enough.
Yeah, I'm never exhausted enough.
Yeah, but like too often it takes me more than half an hour for various reasons.
Of course. Depression. Life is
more than that, but yes, that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, life is good, isn't it? My goodness. I kind of wanted to try like an actual cruise as well. Who knows? Let's see. I mean, like, even though now that we know that Devs has won again in Monroeville, more devs are going to come to Utrecht, I guess. So I'll need to get ready for that as well, I suppose. What are you going? What are your strategies?
I don't know. Like, to be fair, I don't think it would change too much from the Netherlands. I was hoping that Terrasol would win, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because like Purple is very good at dealing with Terrasol. At least for me. Like someone, especially anyone who's with Alex Brandon, they're probably gonna come out and say, "No, we never lost against Purple." But the truth is, I never lost against Terrasol as well. Well, except once. But that was because I started in the wrong cards. So yeah, we will see. I already had this. I wouldn't call it an argument, but like kind of a very short discussion with Alex in the Netherlands, because I was like literally the conversation was, I never lost to Terrasol, and it was like, oh, my team tests against Purple, we never lost to them, and then we just look at each other. You didn't say anything, but like obviously the vibe was like, let's agree to disagree.
Yeah. It feels like, it was like, you know, like the one where Tone and Kanetsugu kind of like argues on, no, my way's better, no, my way's better.
Oh yeah, it's like I finally understand where's the inspiration of Burning Soul come from.
Yeah, it's everything comes from the real world, isn't it? Some nice, friendly rivalry.
No, it's literally just people being loyal to their own deck, and then like everyone would say like their deck is the best deck, and then because like people make teams and everything, it's literally just like Burning Soul, like where you got this one strongest guy just like leading the other people.
So is it time for us to wear like a bike jacket?
We can try.
Yeah, why not? So we wear a bike jacket.
Too much to make some jackets anyway, actually.
So we wear bike jackets and we ride bicycle, like a tricycle into the venue. I guess if we wanted to get a motorcycle, we will need a license. But tricycle, probably no.
Bike, oh my god.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, you don't need license for bikes. No.
Yeah. And I cannot ride a bicycle, so yeah, tricycle will have to do.
I can't be bothered. Like there's no space to put at home.
Yeah. I mean, it's Europe. You can rent one.
No, I don't. And no, it's hard to rent one over here actually. Not in my city.
Yeah, because
no, go on.
Yeah, because my university gave me like they are partnering with this bike sharing company, and my account basically can rent any bike for free for 8 times 1 hour. But I never use it because I cannot ride the bike.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't know how to feel about that. That feels like a really big missed opportunity. But then again, like those kind of bikes, because of the nature of the bikes, like you usually can only ride them to like basically like point A to point B of their stations. So like you can't really like bring them back to your home and then just leave them in the road and expect that the company will collect them like how they do with the scooters, like with the electric scooters.
Okay, so, yeah.
Yeah, because that's so, I mean, like with the electric scooters, usually the company will just collect, like if you just leave it near your house, then they will collect it. But I guess like even then, I think some cities are actually like trying to get people to basically park them in like a designated areas, so they will not be a nuisance to people's houses, basically. Because otherwise, sometimes you just leave it in front of other people's house, and then now Mr. Smith cannot bring his car out, so it's like it's a social problem now. And then now because the electric scooter have been locked, so yeah, nobody can move that thing. Yes. Serves you right, Mr. Smith. You should not have watered my doorway and make me sleep in front of my door last week. Need to teach old Mr. Smith a lesson, right? In it. My goodness. My imaginary neighbor is too terrible.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Go write a book.
Write a book about what? Like my imaginary life as living in a suburban America, even though I never been to the US. Unless like I don't like him. If I can get at least top 16 in the Pro Tour, I will probably go to the World Tournament. Otherwise, we will see whether I get a job or not first. If I can get a job, that might be a possibility. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit harsh. But yeah, I mean like if it's possible, like it's the first world tournament, so yeah, why not? Hopefully not the last, but yeah, the first is well, like I already missed like the launch event, so if I can join the first world championship at least, that I will feel a little bit redeemed for for not being able to be in the genesis of this game.
Yeah, like, oh my god, like talking about that, like I've been trying the yellow deck today and just not going well.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how you managed to get 4-3 from that. Well, you get a buy for one of them.
Yeah.
But still, like winning 3 rounds, so it seems impossible with your list.
Yeah,
So,
it's called believing, and then it's called high rolling. I don't know. I mean, like I always, I think it's even from my Vanguard days. I think at one point, I just realized that sometimes strategy works. Sometimes my brain cannot catch up. My body cannot catch up to my brain. So how do I bridge that? I create a strategy in which, okay, so basically, if the stars are aligned, I will win.
okay.
Yes, because if you know, like my favorite card is like one of the old cards in Vanguard it's called Tidal Assault.
Okay.
So basically, basically Tidal Assault. If it attacks the Vanguard, at the end of the battle, it got power minus 5,000, and then it will stand again, so it can attack again. So after the first G unit came out, so basically his effect is only when he attacks. If it's a fourth battle, then you can stand stand 2 of your rear guards, and then they get plus 10,000. So what I do is basically since in Vanguard all effects are mandatory, and then Tidal Assault, that Tidal Assault's effect is mandatory, and then but it is mandatory only if I attack the Vanguard. So basically, I just bang on my opponent, leaving something on the rear guard. I will hit that rear guard with Tidal Assault even if I cannot kill it, and then I just hope that I get like some triggers from my Vanguard's attack, and then basically just give everything to Tidal Assault and then attack twice with that big number. Okay. That is the dream. That is the dream, but yeah. Eventually, it didn't catch up because it is a high roll strategy. So yeah, eventually I didn't draw enough triggers. So yeah, just cannot win in it. But yeah, other than that,
it just seems very high roll with your yellow deck as well. I hate that flying turtle.
Yeah.
Why is that summon effect mandatory? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I think I'm literally just gonna make a cost to rush deck. I think that's gonna even function better than what you have.
We will see. I'll probably test that one as well.
Yeah, and I was thinking about what was it? Kind of like a luster deck, kind of thing. And then like with Acedia, the yellow foil lord, and Joker as the high end. And then I was also thinking about purple yellow. So like literally stuff 4 Jokers in, 4 reanimate, and then maybe Impale Forest as well. And then like the rest of the cards are just for stalling and drawing.
My goodness.
Yeah, because if you do that, like you don't even care if your opponent has any board. You know, you just I'm just gonna go unblockable. Oh, you destroy it, fine. I'll just take it back next turn. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, like the best way to play against Netherworld thefts is to ignore your opponent's Netherworld thefts ever existing in the first place.
Yeah. Well, now that I think about it, maybe you can do a white main, and then a little bit of purple for drawing, or maybe for removal, and then Joker.
Oh, my goodness. This is getting more and more twisted. Wait a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to build that later. It might work. It may not work. I don't know. I mean, it's not gonna be the deck I'm bringing to Glasgow, but I'm gonna try out. Maybe it'll work for Pro Tour. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? We are just planting this information in your head. Please make it. Please make it work so we can copy from you. Nice. Yeah. I mean, like as we have established, I'm not the best at making decks. I kind of wanted to believe that I take my time and build the deck like from only what I have, but usually it's mostly because if I have access to too many information, my brain just cannot function. So the best that I can do, the closest thing that I can do to actually making a deck is basically just laying down all of my collection. And then now since everything is within my vision, so okay, so it doesn't feel as daunting.
Okay.
But that doesn't guarantee anything. It means my brain can catch up to it, doesn't guarantee the quality.
I mean, making decks, I mean, it's never gonna be good for the first time. It's like writing. You're gonna have a lot of drafts. So just make whatever you want and try again. I mean, it was only because I was making some random Fable Beast Luster deck that was before tournament pack 1 was even a thing. And then like I just like randomly stuck Hippocampo in because I need the Draw from Paradise. and then I was just like testing Hippocampo. Oh shit. Holy Life. I'm not Holy Life. Well, I mean, they call Bless. Yeah, they call Bless here. Yeah, Bless is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can play on first turn and get a life. Oh, just like that. I'm discovering a new world.
Yeah, I think like the first time I think like Blast is actually good. Especially against aggro. It basically gives you one blocker that your opponent cannot remove in a way. Because like when you gain the extra life, it basically protects the first 5 that you have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, your opponent cannot like use any magic to remove it. They have to attack, and the attack has to get in to actually destroy the extra life. So in that sense, your extra life kind of acts like a blocker that it cannot be destroyed until it finishes its job of blocking. Yes. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It was really short, and I will probably never be called again. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my company. Nevertheless. My goodness.
Yeah, like hopefully Yellow can get better in set 3 because like just it right now, really.
What do you mean? Yellow is already good. You just have a luck issue.
Bruh.
It's skill issue. Skill issue. Yeah. Yeah, if you are lucky enough, then you can.
Well, I'll see. Like there bounds to be some ways to work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like right now. Yeah, but what was it? Yeah, green as well. We're talking about green, and then like we just think there aren't enough exploration with green right now. Cause I think we think like, well, my friend and I thought that like there's probably some ways to make it work. Like we're not just talking about green purple with Netherworld in there. Like we're actually thinking about green aggro. Cause I was saying like, now that I see it, like why would there still a lot of white aggro, but like no one attempted green aggro at all? And then like my friend was like, you can try to build that. Probably throw Rotting Swamp in there as well. Because our conclusion was that like green aggro is more like slow start but fast end. Yeah, and like so like I think the lower end, like, it's pretty easy to figure out. It's like the harder part is to figure out what should be the end game. And like, well, at least the higher end. And like currently we're thinking about maybe Daimyo, Yaiba no Kami. Yeah. But but yeah, as my friend said, maybe throw Rotting Swarm in there. Might do something. Things like that. Yeah. Yeah, because like if you're gonna do a setup anyway, you might as well first turn Rotting Swamp.
Yeah.
And then just like second turn spam, you know.
My God. True. I mean, like, especially since map butterfly can attack anyway if you summon it on the second turn. So
Yeah,
you
exactly,
spend your first turn setting Rotting Swarm, then you basically lose nothing at all. If your opponent uses Burning Force on it, then even better actually.
Oh yeah, true actually, yeah. Yeah, but too bad like green, you literally can't. Well, not literally can't, but like it's harder than white to count to 5. It's possible, just like you gotta be very lucky with that, basically. Yeah,
True.
so like it's gonna be a slower start for green, but then like as we like conclude, like there's Form Prison, which is a 1 for 2 trade. You know, there's the End Strike Backs, which like basically makes you remain the same number of spirits. And the Emerald Pincer, which like function basically the same way as what was it, Valkyrie Mist, and other things like that. So so green aggro might work. Just gotta do some tests, really. Yeah, I mean it might be more vulnerable to destruction, but to be fair, it's about the same case with white aggro. Like if you're spreading wide, then they're gonna get destroyed by Burning Force. It's the same with green. So like I don't think the difference is too much there.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that. My goodness.
Yes.
I really have to finish my thesis as soon as possible so I can start testing again. It's just one more step. It's just one more step. I just need to present everything, impress my professor, and then I can be done with this study stuff finally. And finally need to face like the existential dread again when I tried to find a job and I cannot find any, and then I question myself for it again and again and again and again while I'm crying with an ice cream with a tub of ice cream in my hand.
I basically given up finding a job at this point. Not gonna lie.
My God.
As long as Saga is not dying, I'll probably just keep doing that. And like trying to expand myself through other kinds of creativity.
Yeah.
You know, like So that's why I'm starting YouTube now. But like, it's still gotta figure out what kind of things I can do. Really, I mean that's the thing, because like, it sounds a bit risky, but then like, it's actually because right now I managed to maintain myself financially while actually having the time. So, to be fair, I'd rather use this time to actually try everything than like going the traditional way of like, you know, spending the whole day finding a job. And or like, was it like somehow getting ready to study the next degree, things like that. Yeah, I mean it's probably a bad advice.
Yeah.
But so far it's working for me. So I say it's working, but it's only probably like 2 to 3 months.
I think it's fine. yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, like, how to say? I mean, like, these days it's much easier to start with basically to start a business. It is much cheaper. It's never the better time to start a business, but the problem is always like, do you have the leeway? And then now you have the leeway, so I think it's the perfect timing for you. Not so perfect for me, but yeah, I mean, like, it's also my consideration, right? I mean, like, this channel has been stagnated for a really long time, but I mean, like, I've been slowly putting more effort into the channel again, and if it actually works out, then I think it's only fair that I have to consider it an actual career choice in the end. So probably going to be busier with the back screen thing supporting you guys. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, see how it goes. Maybe
mm-mm,
later on, like if you're actually getting busy,
mm-mm,
like a consideration is that like not like completely taking over your channel, but like
mm-mm.
can probably help you do more stuff in terms of the videos,
Yeah.
and then like you can focus more on what you're doing yourself.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that is the natural. I mean, like the natural progression. I already came to accept like people calling me tea time gaming, but like originally tea time gaming was supposed to be we were when we first starting tea time gaming, so there's a little bit of a story time. We were actually like inspired by like this Vanguard channel called like so at that time their channel name is just Seiki. I think they already changed it to something like their main show name, which is Toaru Daigaku no Fangado. And yeah, so it's basically
Sorry. What?
Toaru Daigaku no Fangado.
What?
Toaru Daigaku no Fangado. So it's a vanguard in a certain university.
Oh.
Yeah. So basically they are using like the Toaru Majutsu no Index kind of format for their show name basically.
What are you trying to do with it?
Yeah, basically like the Toaru Daigaku no Fangado, the concept is they are like a group of friends, like 8 people or something, and then they just how to say, like they rotate who is being the host, and they are like basically focusing on how to say introducing 1 to 2 decks at a time. So yeah, that's like kind of like the direction that we wanted to take at first. So I started tea-time gaming with 3 to 4 of my other friends. Also, the goal is not really the goal, but like the mission is because we are all at that point want something in Vanguard. So it's like, yeah, I mean like the community has given us a lot. Like there's no way we can win this without the contribution of others as well. So like, why not contribute like what we have learned so far? Let's share it to the others.
Right.
Kind of thing. Like that is the mission when we started, but yeah, there was some kind. I mean, like I had some sort of misunderstanding with my friend, and then we went our own ways, and then like the channel just stopped for a while. And then one day I woke up and then like, yeah, I'll do it. Fine, I'll do it myself. And then that's how the Titan Vanguard was reborn. But I basically just bring my tripod and harass other people, asking them to play Vanguard with me.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that's also like the first time we began like covering like the national tournaments. Although to be fair, like up until now, there was no commentary like at all. The first commentary that we are going to do is not even in our own channel, so it's like, oh, we're like we have to take what we can take, but yeah. But yeah, that's how everything starts. I think like everything basically shifted again. Because eventually, like with Vanguard, things happen, namely the reboot, and then like, I mean like it's more like a feeling thing. But yeah, I just really enjoyed Vanguard so much that time that when the game was rebooted, I was like, I can't recover. Like, yeah, I can go back to this, and then so at that time I was already starting Battle Spirits as a side game. So okay, so I will have to shift this to as my main game now.
I see.
Yeah, but of course, like since I was shifting anyway, I was trying a lot of things as well. Like at that time, Pokemon Indonesia was also starting, so I also tried to dip into that with varied success. And then after that, I have to move to Germany. So, and after that, yeah, after they move to Germany, then everything just changes. Like I can't really make contents that I've been doing so far since, let alone people playing Battle Spirits. Like people playing Vanguard is already a rare asset as in my state. So it's like, oh, can't really make Vanguard content. I can't really make Battle Spirits content. And even at first, I was not planning on continuing at all. I was like, okay, I am moving to Germany. I will have really small, little access to anything. So it might be a good thing to just kind of take like a really long break or maybe end it. Thank goodness I did not. But yeah, I mean, like
Yeah,
I already decided to kind of like take a long break anyway. So I wouldn't think too much about it. And then like, the opportunity just kept on coming. So it's like, oh. But of course, like again, like I can't just really make a content that just relies on how to say, like me and my opponent being happy.
yeah, like there's a lot more to do if you actually want to do something with YouTube. Like obviously, like not like dissing any of like the gameplay channels, but like, yeah, sure, they're useful to the community, but like they aren't really going anywhere, if you get what I mean. Like the only successful example that I could really think of was it's actually W1. Like, but like that's also like, but like even that they're not exactly, well, they weren't exactly using YouTube for their popularity. It was literally because of one of the players. It's like literally a tier 1 player. Like not the shop. Yeah. So like that's why people went to watch his YouTube, and then he got sponsored. But like even that, like they weren't really using YouTube as like kind of stepping stones, basically. Yeah. So yeah. So I think definitely, if you want to do something more with YouTube, it's more than just gameplay.
Yeah.
And talking about that, I'm still thinking what my next video should be.
I know, right? Well, like it's kind of like the conundrum is always like, of course we wanted to stay in our niche because it is where we start. This is what we are interested about, and with YouTube, like most of the time, in the end, you gotta basically talk about something that you love. Anyway, otherwise it will be like, it wouldn't hit as hard as it. Like that's why the podcast hits hard, because like this is what they are so passionate about. They believe that, okay, this room has 2 beds instead of 1, and that is going to make everything better. Believe me, guys, and I believe them.
What? Wait, what?
Huh? And like with the fairy guys, like the Japanese, like the Japanese boat guys, like the one there where they just ride the ferries and then compare the rooms. Yeah, I mean, like they are not saying anything, but the passion shows.
Yeah. True. Yeah, you can actually see like they enjoy making these videos.
But yeah, it's just sometimes I feel like it's a little bit of a missed opportunity that when we started YouTube, like for TCG, like our first train of thought is always to make either gameplay or basically commentary, which is fair. I mean, like it's the natural way. I mean, like we are also doing that, so it's not like we can say no, that is bad. But yeah, I guess it's just a little bit of a missed opportunity that, okay, there are a lot of avenue that we can kind of how to say, that we can go that we can explore
True,
to kind of like enrich the TCG community.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, like
if you guys have any ideas, tell us what to make.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, I mean, like how to say, like always the thing that I kind of wanted to do is like how to bridge like the normal people with TCG. That is why Like, this is an isolated scenario. This is just my relative, but like, I had a chat with my relative, and then some of them like, it's always like the conundrum is like, yeah, nobody understands TCG. Like, if I tell everyone like that doesn't understand anything about TCG, it would be probably too much for them, right? But like there are aspects that people who don't play TCG can relate. Like we travel a lot, we eat things on our way, we meet people, we interact with people. There are things behind the scenes of the competitions and everything. There are jobs that are related to TCG, and this can be, I think this can be kind of like interesting to people who don't play TCG necessarily, while still kind of like, I mean, like let's say like one of the video that I've been wanting to do. If you guys want to steal this is a project that is probably too big for me. So if you guys want to steal it, feel free to, as long as because I think nevertheless it can enrich the community. It's basically just to sit down with the shop owner, and then a shop owner that we from the shop that we really enjoy, and kind of like talk with them like how they are doing this, why they are doing this kind of thing.
All right.
Yeah, I think like even if someone stole that idea and they talk with their shop owners, it will still like, it's shop owners like shop owners that are really passionate about their shops. Their shops are really unique anyway. So I think like either way, it will still give value, I think, for people who wanted to start their own card shop, for example.
True. Yeah.
And then and then it's probably going to give us a little bit more appreciation about what goes behind the doors. Like, yeah, the booster packs might be like €1 more expensive than if you say like buy it online, but yeah, I mean, like, you can, if you see that there are things that goes behind the doors that in which why they need the extra €1 for you to pay the booster packs, it's like, I think that will be good as well.
Yeah, and yeah, I suppose that like at the very least it kind of gives you more of the reason like to like actually purchase from them. Like I think like the first thing what was it, that like the first reason that like I always would tell the others is that, hey, it's a big place with air conditioner. Like I think that's enough of a reason for you to buy in the shop. It's like maybe you do have a big house somewhere in Europe or America, but like but it's not the case in Hong Kong, for example, where like my living room, for example, could like on one table could fit like maybe like 5 people at most, and it stick to one side of the wall, so like we can't even use it to play card games really. So like that's why like shops are so important to us, because they actually provide us a really big table to gather up. And like obviously you also got like what was it, just like meeting new players, and then like obviously your shops holding tournament as well. Like in some sense you can think of it as like paying that €1 extra, like for the shop to advertise the game further, which is something you will want as well if you're like invested in the game, because obviously you want more players in the game for it to continue. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, but then again, if you I mean, like, this speaking if you can afford it, of course. But yeah, if you can afford it and you actually need the €1 discount, yeah, don't feel pressured. But yeah, I mean, like, whenever you can, just support your store however you can. Like, if you think like paying €5 just for a tournament pack, remember that beyond that tournament pack, there are someone who has to stay by your side, do the pairing for you, make sure that everybody is playing nice, making sure that tournament packs are distributed correctly and everything.
Yeah. And like, to be fair, €5 for tournament pack actually doesn't sound that bad. Like, if you try to buy online and everything, it's gonna be more expensive. I mean, obviously that's the luck factor, but like, again, there's a thing of, if you have more players to play, then you can trade your tournament packs, like the cards you get as well. You know, instead of like always just buying online and everything. So like, just like more players is better in general. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, like, you will never know. Maybe your next best friend is there. I mean, like, as G said, as like some of my closest friends right now are not people I met in university. It's people who I met through card games. Like, yeah, I mean, like, case on point, the people I started and I continued tea time gaming with, they are all people I met through card games. So yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, like, I mean, like, people always changes, but sometimes it is always a good starting point. And I mean, like, I have one friend who no longer play card games, but we still talk a lot. Not really a lot, but I mean, like, compared to my other friends who don't play card game at all, I mean, like,
yeah,
I mean, like, if we sometimes I always feel like I always argue like card game is more than just a game. I mean, like, it's not just a product. It is just a game, but it is more than just a product. It's a lifestyle thing.
Oh yeah, true. That is very true.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I never like kind of like mobile games. You know, like Hearthstone, Shadowverse, like. Excuse me. Yeah, cause like, it just like miss out kind of the socializing factor. Like, I don't play card games just for the game. I play to basically talk to other people. Like, it's the same way. Like, I actually no, I don't think you will see this in Europe or America, but like, you know, in Asia, it's the same as like how you go down to a park and see all those old people sitting together to play chess. Like, do you really think they actually like chess that much? No, they don't. They're playing chess as a side activity, and then like chatting is actually the main activity. Like, I mean, obviously, if you're going to tournament, that's a different thing. But like, you know, just in general, like, this is what playing card games allow you to do.
Exactly.
So yeah, like, I really like just using physical card games. Yeah, and I wish I can do more, but like, I'm maining Saga. Obviously, I got the Japanese version. Half dropping it actually. And then Wise Swans gonna be the second main. And then I'm actually thinking about getting back into Pokemon actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like I'm thinking if I want to get a meta deck or just play a deck of my favorite Pokemon, which is Deoxys.
Oh, that is a little bit unexpected. I thought you were more like kind of like the fluffy, like EV type of guy for some reason.
Yeah, no, like in terms of,
is like
yeah, no, like my taste really vary. Like, well, the fluffy things. If it's a plushie, yeah, I chose the fluffy things. Like, if it's in terms of not really cards, but like let's say art in general, I would prefer something that's like quote unquote cool instead of cute. Because like, I think like the cool factor is like expressed the best way from art and TCG art especially. So like, it was one reason why I used to really like playing Pokemon. Is that like I actually never really enjoyed the gameplay. Like, I hate it. Like, especially like right now, like seeing it develop. Like, back in the days, It was still fine. Like, I started playing it when it was Diamond and Pearl, so that was like 2006, and like it was fine. Level X was cool. Like the pop-up art really cool, and like like they have all kinds of different names. You know, like Pokemon Elite Four, Pokemon Gym Leader, and then like still remember how like at that time the highest HP Pokemon was Wailord at 200 HP, and like it just has this amazing art of like just swallowing the seawater. Like I really like Wailord at that time as well. I just like whales in general. Like I like big things, you know, the boy things. I like big things.
Nice.
Yeah. Like I really enjoyed that time. But then like well, I started Battle Spirits, and also because the school forbid Pokemon. It was very funny. They forbid Pokemon, but they didn't forbid other card games. And then at that time, Battle Spirits start airing on the TV, so everyone just turned to Battle Spirits instead of Pokemon. Yeah. That's how I got into it too. But yeah, later on, I tried to get back into Pokemon. I got back during Generation 5, and then at that point, it already kind of starts going downhill, just because like the art and like kind of the card design didn't look like it looked worse than like what they had previously. Like they were trying a different style. Like I applaud them for doing that. So, like I suppose like at the end, the most neutral way to say is that it's just not my tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even like kind of like what they call. I mean, I think I can't remember what their rarities are called, but like what was it?
Like the rainbow
like
ones.
Holo rare, like full art kind of things. I didn't like it. Like especially for Reshiram and Sakrom. Like they were just using the same pose as from the box art. Yeah, so like I didn't like it at all. And then it's X and Y didn't really help as well. Like most of the Mega Evolutions just look very goofy. Like the one that I like the most is Gardevoir, but like that's about it. Like maybe Beedrill and no, Butterfree didn't get a Mega Evolution. No, it didn't. But yeah, Beedrill looked pretty cool. But like that's about it. I can't even think of another one on top of my head. And yeah, and then like this was also the time when like not just card games, but then like what was it? Like in terms of the video games themselves, they also started this really bad trend of like, oh, we have to introduce something new every generation. Like Generation 6, Mega Evolution was really cool. Like it was a very interesting mechanic and idea as well. And then like Generation 7, they had well, Ultra Beast was cool. I love the Ultra Beast. Like this is where I should say like in terms of Pokemon at least, but like also things in general. I like weird things over cute things. So like Ultra Beasts are right on my alley. Yeah, because they just look weird, and I love that. Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, but like Ultra Beast was cool, and then C Move were all right. Like it's interesting that like you know they you know kind of like just like give you like an option of like, oh, this is like kind of like a very power up move that you can only use once. It's like your final move, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so like you know like in terms of like just being a Chunibyo, like it's a very interesting mechanic as well. Well, except for the dance that they had to do before they use the move. Like, why do you have to do that? But, yeah. That was fine. Like, I'll give them that. But like it was like there was already complaints at that time because like they just dropped Mega Evolution like it never happened. Yeah. But well, at the very least, Sun and Moon story were really good. And like especially since like people were impressed because like that was the time when like Sun and Moon were, I believe, were the first main series games that actually had cutscenes.
Oh.
Yeah, like X and Y, they started using 3D models, but they didn't exactly have cutscenes. It's still like, you know, you got a sprite You talk to an NPC, and then like box dialogues. But like Sun and Moon is when like they actually will shift you into like kind of a movie kind of scenario. Like like and especially since like how at the start they just get very serious. Like like I'm not sure if you've seen anyone playing Sun and Moon or like play yourself. Well, I did. I love it because like it was literally the first game that I bought from my own salary. So like I love it very much. And then like and then like it was so exciting to like see like, oh, you start up the game and then obviously there's Professor Kukui just introducing you to the Pokemon world. And then what was it? And then like suddenly it just cut to a scene where Lily was running in the Aether Foundation with Cosmog in her bag, and then like I was like, whoa, like not just me. I've seen like some of the YouTubers that their playthrough reactions, and they're, oh, this gets so serious. Oh, she's running. She got surrendered, and Cosmog just did this little special power, and then like Lily got teleported, and it didn't sound very amazing. Like, because I am very bad with words. But like, if you watch it yourself, and then like you gotta remember that was also the first cutscene you ever get from a Pokemon game. Like that was amazing. Yeah. And so I really like Sun and Moon. I need to find some time to at least watch people to play Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because I know the stories are pretty similar, but like they get different towards the end. And I actually still don't know what actually happened in the story. So like, I need to get some time to watch some playthroughs basically. But then I got Munching Orange for like 80 episodes. Like, oh god.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and each one is like 40 minutes or something. So like, it's like watching a Netflix show.
My goodness.
Yeah, and then Generation 8 was when things start to get weird. Because Generation Generation 8 Sword and Shield, they introduced Dynamax. And like some of them look pretty cool. Like there was this imp Pokemon, I can't remember his name. Like from Generation 8 onwards, I can't remember Pokemon names. How like like people say, oh, I can recite all 151 Pokemon from Generation 1. I could do that. I can't do that with Generation 8 and 9 because I know shit what they were.
Yeah.
There's Grimmsnow, that's the name. Like, okay, like his Gigamax form was really cool. Like, it actually reminds me of Eren Yeager.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you gotta see some clips. Like it's gigantic. It's called Gigantamax. Like Gigantamax form.
Yeah.
It's like literally a titan. And then it also gives a kind of roar that sounds like Eren. So,
oh my goodness.
So like I see it as like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. But like, okay, yeah, design's cool. Mechanic itself, fucking shit. Like what is this? Like even within the Pokemon world, it just doesn't make sense. Like just how can you randomly get your Pokemon to like just like PP up and then like and then you just stand on the stadium like they're not gonna squash you any seconds.
Yay!
It was just so weird, and the story was also shit. Have you heard about the story?
I haven't, but yeah, the fact that I haven't is that it shows how many people are not too passionate about it, I guess.
Yeah, because like if you ever heard about it, it's gonna be a complaint about it basically. But like Generation 8 has one of the most ridiculous stories ever.
Oh yeah.
Like you would think that Generation 3, like competing between land and sea was ridiculous enough. Listen to this one. So the Galar region, Dynamax exists because of huge energy that was lingering within the area. from this very big Pokemon called Eternamax.
Yeah,
No,
Eternatus.
Eternamax is the form. Eternatus. There we go.
Eternatus,
Yeah. And then like it was also like kind of like a basically an industrial region. Like a lot of things are like very industrial style, and like it's also hinted like that region is basically in that period. Obviously looking more modern because it's like only 4 years ago. But then like there's this guy called Chairman Rose who was like in charge of like the energy resources in that area in the Galar region. And then what was it? And then yeah, so like he was the main villain. And then he caused all these Pokemon to Dynamax and Gigantamax because he needs to awake Eternatus to gain his infinite energy. And his reason to do that was he was saying that he's worried that the Galar region will run out of energy. Like it's the same as like how people saying, right now, like, oh, that's global warming and we have to do something. That kind of stuff. That was fine until he said that the energy will run out in 1,000 years. Like, how is that a reason for you to destroy a Pokemon and a whole region? That in 1,000 years, you don't even know a human will still exist at that time. So like, that was one of the most ridiculous reasons to become a villain, and like, there's like just really weren't any motivation, to beat the game because like he just faced a crazy nuthead which you could just push him off the building.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and like so yeah, like Generation 8 was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then like Generation 9, like the game itself top tier. Like I'm on the side where like people saying like, oh, you got a lot of bugs, like graphic issues, like okay, fine, but in terms of like the gameplay itself, very enjoyable because it's the first full open world main series game. Like Sword and Shield was like partly open world, but like Scarlet and Violet was full open world. Like gym leaders, you didn't have an order. You just go to you can literally go to any city, and then like if you feel like you can battle them, do it. Like I battled the hardest gym, which I thought was the 5th one, and then it was against what was the guy's name? Grusha. There you go. Grusha with his ice type Pokemon at like 50 something levels, and then at that time I was using a 30 something level Earthworm.
My god.
It's a metal type, so it kind of works. And then like, I was like, oh shit! Like is this the 5th gym only? And like, and I know actually I think it was the 4th gym or something like that. But like that I challenge basically. And then like, I was like, why is this so hard? But fuck this shit. And what I did was that like, because like this Earthworm thing. It's like very high powered and like it's steel type, so it's very tanky.
Okay.
So like, what I did is that like, I used it to smack one of his Pokemon, and then like when they faint, and then they give you the option to switch out Pokemon, right? I switch one with lower level, heal my Earthworm up, send him back out, hit him again, KO him again, do the same thing. And then like by the end of the battle, I only got Earthworm like at like red level health, and then all my other Pokemon just fainted because like they were used as like
mid shield.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So very terrible. That's what I did. Yeah, and then that was so funny. And then like Scarlet and Violet, I think like has like kind of best story so far. Like this one again, I'm not sure if you heard of it. But like considering like they're only releasing the DLC now, like I think there will be some people who haven't played the game yet. So like this will be probably a massive spoiler. But Scarlet and Violet, the story was like, it took a very huge twist. But like, first of all, because it's a complete open world game, like instead of telling you, you know, at the start, it's like, oh, you have to beat the gym in this order, and then at the same time, you have the villains to beat their ass. They actually give you 3 routes here, and it's up to your own choice to like in what order and in what speed you want to finish them. So obviously you got the gym route, just like aim to be a champion. You got the villain route, which is like just in Scarlet Violet, because it's school themed. So like you're not really taking down any villains. You're basically just taking down school bullies called Team Star. And then they weren't even school bullies. They were actually victims of bullies who were mistaken as bullies.
My God.
Yeah. And it's so funny. And then what's even better is that Team Star, one of the leaders, he was a musician, kind of like making remix and everything like that. So technically, like it's canon that like the Team Star battle theme and also at the end the boss battle theme were canonically made by that character.
My goodness.
Yeah, so it was so interesting. And then the third route is like battling some new Pokemon called Titan Pokemons. Like basically very big Pokemon because they ate some weird shit.
Oh my goodness.
yeah, and yeah, like that was really fun. But like this wasn't the best part. The best part was basically the post game. It's not exactly the post game series, more post game story, more like the second half of the main story. Because this game is unique in that you've never seen the professor in person. Like they talk to you through digital devices, but like you seen them on screen, but you never seen them in person. So the second half of the story was about you getting down to like a big crater in the middle of the Paldea region. It's like you can imagine like Made in Abyss, like it's like that kind of land size. And then like you had to get down to the very bottom to find the professor because they're calling you. And then and then like the even bigger twist was that you saw the professor and it turns out they were robots.
Ooh.
They were AI powered robots. And like what's even worse, like they told you the real professor died.
Ooh. Someone died in a Pokemon game?
Yeah, and then also
That's sick,
the
mate.
worst thing is that you came down to the crater with their son.
That's sick, mate.
And then the final boss battle was not battling any villain, but the AI themselves. And they're not even evil AI. It's like because like apparently in the Paldea region there was this time machine which caused paradox Pokemons to appear. And they want you to stop this time machine. They can't do it themselves because they're AI. So like they're coded to not stop it. So they want you to do it for them. But by doing so, their system will be overrun and they will become like, you know, the god for the system. So you have to battle them. So that was the final battle. And like for anyone who's like trying to get into the game blind, it was a very hard battle as well because like all of their Pokemons are at over level 16 and they were all paradox Pokemon that you've probably never seen before. So you don't know their typing. You don't know what they can do. You don't know what ability they have, and they have 6 of them, all level 60 above.
Holy.
Yeah, they were, like I'm amazed that I managed to finish them in one try. But yeah, and then like oh my god, the battle OST, like I still can't stop looping it to this day. Like it was one of the best EDM, especially when it's by Toby Fox.
Man, nice.
Yeah, like you can literally hear Megalovania from the theme. But yeah, that was amazing, and like it's literally just twist after twist in this story. Like okay, you won the professor, the AI professor, and then like all your other friends ran in, including their son Arvin, and then when you thought that everything was over, and then that was actually the last protection from the system, and you had to battle the professor again. But like this time, they're not using the Paradox Pokemon anymore. They're using the boss legendary. So I forgot to say, but like in Scarlet and Violet, you actually get your boss legendary at the beginning of the game, but you can't use it as in battle. You only use it as a bike.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But like in this final battle, the twist was that because the legendary Pokemon was given to you through Arvin by the professor. So like the legendary was supposedly belonging to the professor. So the end game twist was that like they started the protection protocol, and then they lock all the Pokeballs except those registered by the professor themselves. And then like like all the YouTubers, all the players just like playing the game. I don't have my Pokemon. How do I battle this box legendary? Wait a second. I have my own boss legendary, and it was under the professor's ID.
Oh.
It was like, and it was literally a battle of legendary versus legendary. It was scripted, but like it was amazing.
God damn. Yeah, that's actually a really nice touch to do that actually.
Yeah, I know. Like they changed a lot in terms of story. That like it's very refreshing. I love it so much. And then like you just have this very I can't remember what's the word, but like kind of bittersweet ending. Because like finally, so you beat the boss legendary, and then okay, fine, everything's finally over. But then the AI told you as long as they're there, they will be forced to restart the system. So the final decision was depending on which game you're playing, they would send themselves to the past or future, so that they would never touch the time machine again. And obviously, like you have all these lines that like the AI professor just telling the children that like seeing all your adventure had like made me want to achieve freedom myself. Is this the feeling of thrill? It's just like, it sounds very cheesy, but like at that moment, it's just like, damn, this AI is getting emotions. It's like, like it's like really good, and then like you got Arvin, like their son, like literally watching a replicate of their parents, just like leaving in front of their eyes, never coming back. And then like after the game, I just said my damn.
Damn. That is way too deep. That is deep. Kind of wanted to play it now.
Yeah, I'm so going to buy the DLC. Like, I don't expect the stories to be as good, but I think it will still be amazing. So like, especially since like they haven't explained everything yet. Because like in Sword and Shield, like they practically explain everything of what's going on. Like you didn't need the DLC to continue the story, but this time Scarlet and Violet, they haven't ended the story there. Like there was still a lot of mysteries that haven't recovered, and like we were expecting them to be answered in the DLC. So it's like Volume 2 and Volume 3 of like the book or something like that. So like I'm definitely buying the DLC and experiencing it myself.
I see.
I love how this podcast has changed it, like Pokemon nerd talk. It's not, well, I'm not really nerd.
Not really. I mean, like I had my moment, you had my moment.
Sorry?
I mean, like I think at some point I also like went on for like 20 or 30 minutes just talking about either YouTube or the posts. I forgot about which one. and then as a and to balance everything, you swoop in and then you just kick out about Pokemon for like 30 minutes. So I guess that's fair. Equality for everyone. Well, not everyone. But for Ayumu, it's fine.
Oh, sorry,
It's not for everyone, but for Ayumu, it's fine.
But yeah, talking about Pokemon, like I've also recently been watching the new anime series, Pokemon Horizon.
Yeah.
And like so far, I'm really liking it.
Mm-mm.
Like it's still mainly targeting children in some sense. Like, like it's something that like they expect children to understand, but like they have kind of like a bit of some heavier topics on like the series. So like to compare it this way, it's like the Ash Ketchum generation is like basically really just a promotion for the game. It's like you had this really cool protagonist, like he's aiming to be the very best in being a Pokemon master, and he does all these cool stuff. He has all these cool Pokemon, like you know, it makes the children to, you know, want to buy the game and you know be a trainer themselves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like it's a bit different with Pokemon Horizon. Especially since like a lot of the lore seems to be based on the games instead of being like their own anime lore. And like it's like and like the kind of topics they talk about are also more targeting teenagers instead of like little children. And, like the protagonist, Liko, like she, like it's like episode 21 by now. She still hasn't decided what she wants to do. Like, does she want to be a trainer? Does she want to be a nurse? You know, like does she want to be you know, a professor? You know, stuff like that. And like it's like, you know, it's like this part, and then like, you know, she was also an overseas student. Like she was from the Paldea region, but she was studying in the Kanto region. Yeah. So like there were a lot of things that like are more relatable to like the audience, and like also like for like all the side characters as well. Like I literally just watched one episode today, which was literally, you know, about how jealousy took over friendship, and then like, you know, they made up at the end, you know, stuff like that. Like it's still not exactly a dark theme, but like it's obviously targeting a more higher age viewer. Yeah, and like that's something I really like a lot more about like kind of like Pokemon. Like they're really focusing on the stories. Like the villains of the story are also more serious. Like they're not just like, this Pikachu looks really strong, I want to get them. But like they're literally something like treasure hunters, basically. Like Liko had this pendant, which like contains all kinds of mysteries. So she got hunted down by these villains, and like they were actually doing reasonable things to get the pendant instead of like silly tricks, you know, like Team Rockets. And like them appearing are actually a threat to Liko instead, you know. Again, like Team Rocket, just like Ash is like Pikachu, Thunderbolts, and we're blasting off again, you know.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then like they also went a lot more in depth about like kind of encounters with Pokemon. And like, I mean, obviously, if it's like for the main character, it's reasonable. Like it's about their development. But like what I mean is that like they even give like at least a whole episode story for the side characters. Like in this story, like there was a professor called shit, I can't remember his name already.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god! I only remember his partner Pokemon, which is called Captain Pikachu. Because they're on an airship, and like Pikachu is the captain apparently. But yeah, and like they literally contributed a whole episode on like the encounter of Captain Pikachu and his human partner, Frido. There we go. Yeah, well, Freed in English, but yeah, they call it Frido in Japanese. And it's a very strong Pikachu as well. It can actually glide in the air with his tail.
My god.
And then he can literally dodge attacks in mid-air.
God damn.
and then just give you this very strong thunder punch. Like there's the difference with Ash Pikachu. It's like Ash Pikachu was more of a long range attacker. Like it would use like all the what do you call it in Pokemon terms?
Special attacks.
Yeah, special attacks. There we go. Yeah, special attacks. You know, Thunderbolt, stuff like that. And then like when the opposing Pokemon is at low health or like, you know, it can't really move that fast, then like they would do like a quick attack. Yeah, Fold tackle, that's the thing. Yeah. You know, Iron Tail, you know, like just using high speed to get close to them to finish them off. But like Captain Pikachu is more like the whole way through being like kind of a physical attacker. Like he uses Thunder Punch. That's his main move. Fold tackle. Well, he also knows Thunderbolts, but like he doesn't really use it that much. Like so apparently now I'm looking at the wiki, like Bulbapedia, it says like their moves are Thunder Punch, Double Team, Fold Tackle, and Thunderbolt. Yeah, and then like the way that he tried to fly in the air is that like they actually explain very clearly that like he managed to do that because his legs are very strong and he can do squatting with his tail. Like he will literally, he's not sitting with his butt, he's sitting with his tail like on the tail, like the tail straight on the chair, and then he's just hanging on the tail. That's how he sits. And then he would do squatting on that tail. And then like they explain very clearly that like his legs were so strong that he can use full tackle to run in a circle and create kind of mini tornado. And then he would charge himself in the middle of the tornado and use his like very strong tail as like a spring to bounce himself up to the air and then glide in the air with his tail as well. It's like, whoa.
Wow.
This is an OP Pikachu, man. One hell of an OP Pikachu, bro. So yeah, it's just like the story so far is just really fun. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it a lot.
So yeah, I guess that has been your weekly dose of Pokemon International by Ayumu. So yeah, if you are interested to hear further about Ayumu's Pokemon obsession, or you want to hear about our other secret addiction obsession, then you can always send us your questions, thoughts, or yeah, basically about TCG or about life in general. We might not be able to answer everything, but we will try to answer as much as we can. And yeah, I actually forgot to and you can send everything to our email at therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com. So yeah, I guess that has been everything from us for this week. We hope that you guys have a nice week going forward, and I'll see you all in the next turn. Bye bye.
Bye.